at the very point where North and South America are stitched together by the thinnest thread of land, and where two great oceans come within a few miles of touching, lies one of the most strategically important countries on the planet, Panama. Home to around 4 million people, it is a place of dense rainforest, gleaming skyscrapers, and one of the true engineering wonders of the modern world, the Panama Canal. It is a global crossroads where the whole world's trade passes through. This is Panama, seen from above. Welcome to Aerial Atlas. Panama covers around 75,400 square kilometers, forming a long, narrow, S-shaped isthmus that links the two American continents. To the north lies the Caribbean Sea, to the south the Pacific Ocean, and at its narrowest, only about 50 kilometers separate the two. A spine of green mountains runs down its length, rising to the volcano of Baru. And on its eastern edge, towards Colombia, lies the Darien Gap, a stretch of jungle so wild and impenetrable that it forms the one great break in the entire Pan-American highway, from Alaska to Argentina. But Panama's destiny was sealed by one extraordinary creation, the Panama Canal. Opened in 1914, this is one of the most ambitious engineering feats ever attempted, a system of giant locks that lifts enormous ocean-going ships up over the land and lowers them down to the sea on the other side, joining the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans at last. Before it existed, ships had to sail thousands of extra miles all the way around the tip of South America. Today, a huge share of all global trade passes right through it. And that canal shaped the entire nation. Panama was once part of Colombia, but in 1903 it broke away to become independent, with the crucial backing of the United States, which wanted to build the canal. For most of the 20th century, the United States controlled the canal and a strip of land around it called the Canal Zone. It was only in 1999, after decades of tension and negotiation, that the canal was finally handed over completely to Panama, a moment of enormous national pride. All of that trade and money flows into a capital that looks like nowhere else in the region, Panama City. Its skyline is a forest of glittering glass skyscrapers rising straight out of the tropics, earning it the nickname the Dubai of Latin America, and making it one of the great banking and financial hubs of the Americas. Yet right beside those towers sits Casco, Viejo, the beautiful colonial old town, a UNESCO World Heritage Site of cobbled plazas and crumbling Spanish churches. This crossroads location has made Panama a true melting pot of peoples. Down the centuries, indigenous nations, Spanish colonists, enslaved and free Africans, West Indians who came to dig the canal, Chinese laborers and merchants and migrants from across the world have all blended together here. The country speaks Spanish, and remarkably, it uses the United States dollar as its everyday currency. Another sign of just how deeply connected this small nation is to global trade. Among the most fascinating of Panama's peoples are its indigenous nations, who proudly maintain their own cultures and lands. The Guna people govern a stunning autonomous region along the Caribbean coast, including the San Blas Islands, hundreds of tiny, palm-topped coral islands scattered across impossibly blue water. The Guna are famous for their mola, intricate, brilliantly colorful textiles hand-stitched in layers, which have become one of the most recognizable art forms in all of the Americas. Panama is also a paradise of staggering natural richness. Because it forms a land bridge between two continents, it has become a biological superhighway, home to an astonishing variety of life. More species of birds, in fact, than the United States and Canada combined. Its rainforests shelter sloths, monkeys, jaguars, and the mighty harpy eagle, the national bird. Scientists from around the world come here to study one of the most biodiverse places anywhere on Earth. Panama's economy runs, above all, on its location. The canal earns billions. The country is a major international banking center, though one whose secrecy made headlines in the Panama Papers scandal. Its ship registry is the largest in the world, with more vessels flying the Panamanian flag than any other nations. Add a giant duty-free trade zone and a fully dollarized economy, and you have, for its size, one of the most service-driven and globally connected economies in the entire region. Panamanian food reflects its many cultures and its two coasts. The hearty national dish is Sancocho, a rich, restorative chicken and root vegetable soup. There are patacones, twice-fried green plantains, served crisp and golden, fresh ceviche from the Pacific, and slow-cooked stews carrying African, Spanish, and Caribbean flavors all at once. It is comforting, tropical, generous cooking, built around the incredible bounty of the land and the surrounding seas. Beyond the canal and the capital, Panama is a country of remarkable natural escapes. On the Caribbean side, the islands of Bocas del Toro draw surfers and divers. Up in the cool green highlands around buckwheat grows some of the most prized and most expensive coffee in the world, the legendary geisha bean. There are cloud forests, 2 long coastlines of beaches, and bird-watching trails that pull travelers deep into the dripping, living rainforest. And then there is football and one unforgettable night. For decades, qualifying for a World Cup felt like an impossible dream for Panama. So when the national team finally made it, reaching their first ever World Cup in 2018, the country erupted in joy. The government even declared a national holiday. It was a moment of pure, unifying celebration for the whole nation. For 2026, Panama is chasing that dream and that feeling all over again. A narrow bridge of land between 2 continents and 2 oceans, a global crossroads of trade, nature, and peoples, crowned by one of humanity's greatest engineering feats. That was Panama from above. If you enjoyed the journey, subscribe. Here on Aerial Atlas, we fly over a new country every day.